My name is Joyce Bodo. I'm going to take you through the analysis of donor-funded projects in Kenya in line with the Millennium Development Goals, often known as the MDGs. So in recent years, Kenya has witnessed a surge of donor-funded projects aimed to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. These donor-funded projects in Kenya typically involve financial assistance, technical expertise, and resources from international organizations, either by bilateral donors and multilateral institutions. These MDGs cover a spectrum of a variety of sectors, which include education, health, water and sanitation, infrastructure, and poverty alleviation. This analysis aims to provide insights into the distribution and impact of these projects across different countries, across different counties, in line with the MDGs. So the importance of analyzing donor-funded projects in Kenya per county in line with MDG is to highlight several issues, which include strategic resource allocation. The judicious allocation of donor resources is paramount for maximizing impact. An in-depth analysis of the distribution of projects across counties ensures that resources are strategically deployed to address specific challenges in each region. It also addresses the issue of effectiveness in terms of evaluation. Understanding the extent to which donor-funded projects align with the MDG will allow for a comprehensive evaluation of their effectiveness. This analysis is essential for identifying successful interventions, learning from shortcomings, and refining future strategies. We also have localized impact. Counties within Kenya exhibiting unique socioeconomic and environmental characteristics. Therefore, analyzing projects at the county level will enable an understanding of their localized impact, hence contributing to targeted and context-specific development solutions. Transparency and accountability is also an issue. Stakeholders who include governmental bodies, donor organizations, and the public often demand transparency in the utilization of funds. Therefore, the analysis of this dataset will provide a transparent view of the financial commitments, the project outcomes, and foster accountability in the execution of development initiatives. There is also policy formulation. Oftentimes, policymakers require evidence-based insights to formulate effective strategies that align with national development priorities. The data analysis serves as a foundation for informed policy decisions, promoting coherence between donor-funded projects and the broader national development agenda. Well, in essence, this data analysis initiative is not merely an academic exercise, but it's a crucial undertaking that holds the potential to shape the trajectory of development in Kenya. Therefore, by addressing these business problems, we are able to have a more effective, sustainable, and impactful donor-funded projects contributing towards the realization of the Millennium Development Goals and the broader vision of a prosperous and equitable Kenya. Sorry. After we were able to import the data to Power BI, do cleaning using Power Query, we were able to come up with this dashboard or a report to show you the MDG progress countrywide and also the implementation status and the MDGs. So we've categorized them. Okay, from the dashboard, you can see the progress countrywide from the map of Kenya. You can see that so far we've been able to complete 817 projects. We have 4,642 projects which are currently ongoing. These are a very good indicator. This translates to the fact that by the time these projects have been completed, it means we would have achieved the MDGs. We also have 491 projects have been planned. This means that these projects have been, these are funds that we are waiting to be either allocated or grants that we've submitted to various donor organizations so that they can be able to fund some of these projects. 209 have been pipelined. 209 have been pipelined means that these are projects that we are waiting for the donor to sign contract with that, or we're doing nitty-gritties here before the project begins. So far, we have a total of 304 billion in terms of donor-funded projects. This also means that donors like funding projects in Kenya. The implementation status, we have 3.59% that have been pipelined. We have 81.9% that are currently ongoing, and 14.41% that are currently ongoing. So we have the 8 Millennium Development Goals. The ones that we couldn't categorize within the 8 Millennium Development Goals, they remained as unspecified. So the 8 Millennium Development Goals, in accordance with the United Nations 2015, are eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. We have achieve universal primary education, which is number 2. Number 3 is to promote gender equality and empower women. And then we have reduce child mortality, comes at number 3. Number 4 is improve maternal health. Number 5 is improve maternal health. Number 6 is combat diseases. Number 7 is ensure environmental sustainability. And number 8 is global partnership for development. All right, so we'll start with MDG 1 on the dashboard. So when I click on the dashboard, you see it's very interactive. You can see that we have been able to achieve MDG 1 throughout Kenya, with an exception of Marsabit, and this is just with donor-funded projects. Therefore, this is a good sign. It shows that by the time the 1,388 projects that are currently ongoing, we would have been able to attain MDG 1. So far we've spent 62 billion in terms of project cost. MDG 2, as you can see, we have 50 projects that have been completed. We have 211 that are currently ongoing. We have 10 that have been planned and 4 have been pipelined, which brings our total cost to 13 billion. So you can see from the implementation status that 18.87% have been completed, 1.51% are currently pipelined, and then we have 79.62% that are currently ongoing. So we can see the presence of MDG2 throughout the country, with an exception of 4 counties. So we have Taita Taveta, Murang'a, Trans Nzoia, Busia, and Kakamega. We can move to MDG 3. With MDG 3, again, you can see its presence throughout the country, with 57 projects having been completed. This is also a very good indicator, because it means with the current 419 projects, which are currently ongoing, which translates to 87.29%, it's present throughout the country, with an exception of 1 county, which is Trans Nzoia. The government might want to gear now for the future funding, which are geared towards MDG 3, they can be targeted towards Trans Nzoia. Again, this brings us to a total cost of 5 billion. So there is MDG 4. MDG 4, 44 projects have been completed, 267 are ongoing. We have 8 that have been planned, and we have 6 that have been pipelined. This brings us to a total cost of 10 billion. Again, we can see the presence of MDG 4 throughout the country when you look at the progress countrywide, with an exception of 3 counties. Again, the government can do an analysis or drill down into the counties and try and find out the reason as to why there are no projects geared towards MDG 4 within the 3 counties, which are Kitui, Taita Taveta, and Lamu County. We move to MDG 5. MDG 5, we have 26 billion in terms of project cost. We have 7 projects have been pipelined, 5 have been planned, 249 are currently ongoing, and we have 50 completed. And you can see from the map of Kenya, we have the presence of the MDG5 within most counties in Kenya, with an exception of 4 counties, which is Kirinyaga, Tana River, Taita Taveta, and Lamu. So the government again can drill down within the counties and try and find out as the reason as to why there is no presence of MDG5 or projects that are geared towards MDG5 within these counties. MDG6, which is combat diseases, in accordance to a report that was written by UNDP, we were able to identify that since the Millennium Development Goals began in 2000, there has been reduction in HIV/AIDS infections. There has been a reduction in malaria-related deaths, infant deaths related to malaria. There's also been a reduction to infection in terms of tuberculosis. Again, you can see the presence of MDG6 for the country, with an exception of 3 counties, which is Marsabit, Lamu, and Taita Taveta. Again, the government can drill down and find out there's the reason as to why there are no projects that are being carried out in these specific counties in relation to MDG6. We move to MDG7. MDG7 becomes to a total project cost of 48 billion. 48 billion translates to 118 projects that have been completed. We have 620 that are currently ongoing. We have 89 that have been planned, and 28 have currently been pipelined. So the implementation status, we have 3.66% are currently pipelined, 15.4% have been completed, and 80% are currently ongoing. So you can see the presence of MDG7 throughout the country. This is also a very good indicator. It shows that we are geared towards achieving MDG7, with an exception of Mandera County. Again, the government needs to drill down, or an analysis needs to be carried out within this county, or they should pass during the strategic planning. In terms of resources, they should allocate resources to Marsabit geared towards MDG7. MDG8 is also present within the country, within the 47 counties. So far, we've been able to complete 103 projects. 501 are currently ongoing. We have 46 have been planned, 7 have been pipelined, and we have, this brings us to a total cost of 4 billion. Within the country, you can see 82% of the projects are currently ongoing. Once these projects have been completed, we can comfortably say that we would be able to achieve the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals. We also have these projects that were unspecified. We can see their presence throughout the country. This only shows that donor-funded projects are all over the country, and they are geared toward achieving one goal or the other, even though we were not able to categorize them into the MDGs. But we can see 17.21% are currently ongoing, 12.9% have been completed, 8.83% have been pipelined. This is a good indicator for the country. It might increase the economic status of the country. 97 billion has been spent as project cost for this project. Again, this dashboard is very interactive. You can be able to drill down as towards every project, or whichever project you want to select. The list is here. All the projects have been listed here. You can click and see any project and see its status and so far what's happening with it and where it is in the county in line with the MDGs. Again, you can select the year. You can select the year here all the way to 2015. So as of the time this data was being collected, it was collected in 2015. Yeah. Therefore, in conclusion, it's safe to say that after the analysis that was carried out on this dataset using the CRISP-DM framework, we are able to conclude that donor-funded projects play a big role in the achievement of the MDGs in Kenya. Therefore, we recommend that the government prioritize counties with lower project success rates for targeted interventions and conduct a detailed analysis of successful projects to identify best practices, enhance collaboration between donors and local governments for more impactful projects. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you.